Knowing what you know, what would be your master plan for managing an artist?
I believe that the best ways for a new artist are really a lot of the grassroots ways still. And obviously, the grassroots ways nowadays are different from what they used to be 10 years ago because we have the advantage of having access to, technology. But I think it's still a very grassroots way. I believe that you first have to conquer your backyard before you can, even go out of state. And I just think with a new artist, you need to start with your hometown. The best way to market yourself is by having other people tell other people that you're the greatest versus you having to do that. And I think it's definitely relationships to develop that solid hometown love and fans, and then grow from there. But I think a lot of times people jump to get to the middle or the end because they're impatient and they just want that instant gratification. And easy come, easy go. Like, I feel like if you really want to grow it the right way, then it needs to be done the right way, and it's not a shortcut way to it. You just have to go through it. Develop the relationships with the people around you, and the fans. And then also, it's important that, a lot of times people in music, in this entertainment industry, they don't realize how important it is for that individual, that artist, that individual to really know who they are. Like, a lot of times they sell the world on an image, but they can't uphold the image because that's not really who they are. I think it's important, like, if you see someone with talent, that first you need to develop who they are. They need to be first certain and confident in who they are and be able to consistently deliver that person. Because there will be times when there will be no one around telling them what to say and how to act. And when those situations come up, you want to know that they're going to be able to hit a home run. So I think that's important. And then, growing it from there. Really just growing it from there. I mean, I applaud a lot of the artists who are clever enough to think of, different things to think outside of the box that make them different from everyone else. There might be 10 R&B singers, but that one R&B singer comes up with the dance. Like, I don't think that's crazy. I think that's creative. Like, do something different so you stand out from the rest. If 9 of them have braids, cut your hair. You know what I mean? Like, it's the little things I believe that you can do to really step outside of the box. But also, too, just to make sure they understand, like, the music business, teaching them the business side of it. And also just educating them, making sure that they're a well-rounded individual, whether it be through traveling or exposing them to different things, or, just their marketing in general. Just, there's so many other things that you can do to, like, groom an artist altogether.
And talking about music, what do you listen to while you're driving, needing focus, or just setting a mood?
Well, for the most part, I'm pretty much a new school girl. So Jay-Z is probably my favorite artist. So, like, depending on the mood, usually some kind of way I can get some Jay-Z in there. So, I mean, he's probably the person that really made me truly fall in love with hip-hop in general. But, I love gospel music as well. So, like, my Sunday is, like, the first thing I do on Sunday morning is I turn on the radio, blasting, Larry Tinsley's Sunday Morning Praise on V103. Like, but, there are certain times, too, when, like on my iPod, on my playlist, like, I love, the classic Prince. I love classic Michael Jackson. It just really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Usually, for the most part, Nina Brown overall is very like ready to go, hyped up, always moving fast. So usually in those situations, since that's me 80% of the time, it's usually music that complements that. So, quite honestly, like, I love Jay-Z, I love T.I., I love Gucci, I love Jeezy. Those were, like, my favorite hip-hop artists, Common, Lupe Fiasco, different things like that. But it's usually always going to be up-tempo because that's really the type of person that I am. And then I would say, like I said, the other side of me is very spiritual. So like I love putting on, Fred Hammond and, I mean, all of them, all the current gospel thing, and a lot of those too, throughout the week, just to kind of bring me back to my, like, okay, all is right within the world, because it's a reminder to me that there's a bigger picture at the end of the day.
When everything is so crazy.
Always crazy. Always crazy.
You recently wrote a great commentary confessional in Essence.com called I'm a Blackberry Mom, which expresses the constant balancing act of career and motherhood. How was that experience?
Oh, it was, it's the fact of my life. It's the reality. It's the reality I live in. I am very much a Blackberry mom. And I think, to define what a Blackberry mom is, it's a woman who has a family but also has a career and understands the importance of balancing both of them. And because it's not realistic that, as a young mom with a demanding career, that I can be in an office 24 hours a day, the office comes with me. So I'm on my way to baseball practice and I'm answering emails on the Blackberry. If it's, if I'm reading to my son at night, I'll quiet it temporarily, but as soon as I'm done reading, I'm like, okay, let me see if I missed any important emails or texts. So, it was just really kind of coming, it's full circle for me, because, as much that goes on in this entertainment industry, it is impossible for me to remember calendar dates and appearances and things that go on with the station, and then also remembering like my son's baseball practice schedule. I can't do it all. So I think it's a very honest way of handling life and being able to prioritize and balance what's really important to you, because the truth of the matter is, if someone asks me to go to lunch, the first thing I do is I check my Blackberry calendar. And if I see my son's baseball game on there, then I say I can't do it. My son has a game. And that's how I make sure that nothing comes above or before what's important, because my Blackberry tells me so. So, it is what it is. A lot of, some people may feel like, oh, you shouldn't have to do it, but the truth of the matter is, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I'm not married to a millionaire, so I have to work, and I choose to do something that I feel very fulfilled in, and I feel like it's a spiritual calling. But I also had a son at a young age, and it's important to me that I don't miss the opportunity of being a presence in his life as well. So how do I pull it all together? I am a Blackberry mom. That's how I pull it all together, and it works.